Okay, this is a comment on a video I did on Pojo 307 SW 1.6 liter automatic POV drive. Okay, this is from Mohammed, the Muhiz Godcast. I hope I got it right. Okay, he said, "Hi, your video helped me a lot, but I'm still confused about AL4 transmission and its problems. What do you recommend?" Okay, see, AL4 is a four-speed automatic transmission that is not owned by Peugeot, but you find in many Peugeot cars. It wasn't produced, but I mean, not owned by Peugeot. It was not produced by Peugeot, but Peugeot bought it and mounted it in their vehicles in the era of 90s, 2000s. So it wasn't only Peugeot that used it. You find it in Renault as well. In Renault, they call it DPO. Uh, there could be other brands too that use the gearbox. I don't know. So the AL4 is a four-speed automatic gearbox, and just like every other gearbox, I'm not saying it has a people are not they will expect you to say in terms of reliability. What do you say? No, I don't want to go there. So don't waste your time. What I will say is this: AL4 is good to people who enjoy AL4. I know a lot of people that drives Peugeot 406, 307, few 206, 407. So a few other Peugeot cars that have this AL4 automatic gearbox, and I don't think they've had any severe issue with theirs. By severe, I mean it's not like I know. I'm talking about people I know, not people I read or talked to on phone. No. So people I actually know. So they've never had any cause to complain about the gearbox. The only time I hear them talking about the gearbox is like, oh, what ATF would you recommend? I want to service my gearbox. Just to change it is due. Or stuff like that. Not like, oh, this is having problem. What do you think could be the issue? No. Or they bring it to me to diagnose. No, why they do no. So, however, majority of this model of Peugeot cars I mean, that have this AL4 automatic transmission, majority of owners are having issues with theirs or have had issues with theirs. So what is causing it? Here in Nigeria, one of the reasons is wrong ATF. Now, I'm not saying if those who use the correct ATF will never have that issue. No. But I'm saying the major cause of the AL4 failure or issues here in Nigeria is wrong ATF. Nigerians are very, very good in putting the wrong ATF that will kill the gearbox. Even when you are telling them, even when you are dragging them to the sea, to the swimming pool, to this thing, I say, you, the starving person, complaining that you are starving of water, you are hydrated, you are this, you will die tomorrow, you die the next 5 minutes if you can't drink anything that looks like water, you're gonna die. You pull the person and say, have at it. Look at the stream of water coming freely. Nobody question if you drop inside and swim and drink everything there. They'll tell you, you know what? Let me die rather than go there and take that free water. So that is Nigerians for you. So it's not like so most of these people, you will preach heaven, night, hell, right, left. Still, they will walk over and say, you know what? No, I want that acid. I prefer to use that acid in this gearbox rather than the oil, because the acid is cheaper, and the mechanic said the acid is better than than the oil. And because everyone around me, everyone I've spoken to, everyone mechanic has spoken to, everyone online in Nigeria is saying the acid is better. So how can you now tell me that you know better than those everyone? So if everyone said acid is better, that means they were right. So that is an average Nigerian to you when it comes to car maintenance. So same thing applies to people that use this for. So that's why I say most of them have issues because they choose to use wrong ATM. Now the people who are not having these issues are probably because, like I said, they chose to change the ATF when due, sometimes even less than when due, with a quality ATF. Some of them go extra mile to get the recommended OEM. Some just go and look for when the OEM is not available, or at least the price is extremely too high. They will go for at least a better alternative, quality one, not just because it's cheap. They go for something proven by people who have also used it and it lasted for them for thousands of kilometers or years. They go and use that, not what the mechanic is saying. Mechanic, most of them in Nigeria, their perspective is different from somebody who is actually technical in these things. So their perspectives are almost contrary. To them, it's like, no, if you use this ATM, your gearbox will not have issues. It will last. To him, that duration, that durability probably means it will last. That 3 months is high enough for you. That 3 months, it will serve you and knock or break into pieces because of that acid you put in it. In fact, you should go and thank your star that it lasted you that 3 months. But as far as concerned, that means it lasts. So when you are asking, when they are talking about durability, you shouldn't define it the way they do. Because the same average local mechanics in Nigeria, I'm not saying everyone, will tell you, 200,000 kilometer mileage, the engine should be dead by now. Why are you buying a car that has that mileage? Are you ready to buy another engine? Because to them, engine shouldn't last beyond that. So if you are using the correct oil, it's a waste of money because, you're supposed to use the one that will kill the engine less than 100,000 kilometers. So why would you use a car for more than 20 years with the engine still running with light synthetic oil? That's a very bad thing. It's unheard of. You're supposed to use the oil or remove your thermostat, run the engine, run it down so that within a space of 5 years, it start blowing blue smoke, form a cloud behind your car. So now, what's the recommended interval? I always tell people, see, don't go. In fact, I used to say minimum of 30,000. No, don't even go beyond minimum of 30,000. 30,000, drain the hair thing out. Put another one. So I believe it will serve you. Like I said, I know people that use it. I drive some of them, and they don't give problem. So AL4 is I don't know. I don't enjoy driving it, but I won't say it's a bad gearbox. So if you don't have any problem with it, the way it behaves, fine. The way it behaves is not because it's not faulty. Yeah, I don't enjoy driving it. In fact, generally automatic gearbox, so I'm not going to single out only AL4. They say it's auto-adaptive. It learns the way you drive. It accelerates and adjusts itself to drag you that way. Fine. But still, it doesn't satisfy me anyway. So, I've said about the duration. There's so many ATF now. The OEM, you see, don't even waste your time trying to look for it. That is the ASO a SO or Mobil AT71141 or Peugeot part number 9730 AE. See, don't waste your time. I don't think, even if you find it, it may cost hell, because I'm not really sure Mobil is still producing that oil. These are how many, almost 2 decades ago. So they moved on. So even if you see, be careful, it may not even be what is in what is a claim on the pack is what is inside. I'm not saying they are not good, but I'm saying just look for a better alternative now that sometimes cost better, at least lower than the OEM. Like in Nigeria, the cost average one is like between 4,000 to 6,000 a liter. But people will prefer the one of 500 or 1,000 or maximum of 1,005 a liter. And then 6 months later, you see them online telling you how horrible Peugeot cars are. They are very, very unreliable. Their gearbox are nightmares. So yes, I'm not going to deny that I know a lot of people that have AL4. They swear for it that, I mean, this is one of the best gearboxes they've ever had. So who am I to tell them that no, they are lying? So they are actually enjoying it. Even if you give them issue maybe once, that they fix it and continue, or they first they buy another one and now start from the one to use the recommended ATF and this thing. Okay, which of them? There's so many of them. We have yeah, how many? I can't remember. Liquid Moly, Top Tech. Okay, now Liquid Moly Top Tech 1200. That's the model of the ATF you can look for. Just write it down or type it down. Liquid Moly Top Tech 1200. You can find it. Which I think that's the one I know somebody used. The gear was having jerking and having had shift issue. He changed the ATF. I was even the one that bought the ATF. He gave me money. I bought it for him. He changed it. The issue went away. It was AL4 in Peugeot 206 for over a year. Yeah, got back to me and said the issue never came back. So it just Total has its own, but forgotten this recommended the name. So is it LDS? No, I forgotten. So man oil, is it man oil or something? They also have. So it's a good gearbox. I'm not saying I'm a fan of it, but if that's what you want, then you have to step up with your maintenance by using recommended or quality alternative ATF, which may cost more than those cheap ones that damage them. All right.